Greetings, my dear friends. This is Dreamweaver Mystics, as always. Today I want to continue the theme of numbers. We have already talked about signs, about numbers that follow us, about mathematics in nature. But today I want to go deeper. I want to talk about numerology, about how your birth date can influence your behavior, your character traits, your destiny, and about why the number 7 occupies a special mystical place in this system. Before I begin, I want to say, these are only my thoughts and guesses. I do not claim that numerology is an exact science. I do not claim that numbers control your life. I simply look, compare, and share with you. And you decide whether to agree or to doubt. So, let us start with the simplest question. Why do numbers matter at all? We live in a world described by numbers. The distance between stars, the speed of light, the frequency of sound. All of this is numbers. But there is another level. A level where numbers become not just quantity, but quality. A symbol, an archetype. You know that computer code consists of zeros and ones. Binary code, 2 digits, and on them are built all our computers, all our smartphones, the entire internet. 2 symbols create infinite diversity. What if our world is written in a decimal code, 10 digits, from 0 to 9, and combinations of these digits create all the diversity of our reality? Our birth dates, our addresses, our phone numbers. All of this is not random sequences. Perhaps it is code. Perhaps it is a program. I do not claim this is true, but think for yourself. Your birth date is not just a day on the calendar. It is the moment you entered this world. The moment that astrologers call the most important. The moment that numerologists analyze to understand your essence. Numerology is an ancient science. Pythagoras, the very same whose theorem we learned in school, was not only a mathematician, he was a mystic. He founded a school where they studied the connection of numbers with the cosmos, with the soul, with fate. He said that everything is number, and he did not mean only mathematical calculations. According to numerology, each number from 1 to 9 has its own meaning. There are also master numbers, 11, 22, 33, which are considered especially powerful. To find your destiny number, you add all the digits of your birth date until you get a single digit. For example, if you were born on July 15th, 1985, you add 7 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 5 equals 36. Then 3 plus 6 equals 9. Your destiny number is 9. Each number describes a certain personality type, certain talents, certain challenges. But today I want to talk about a special number, about the number 7. 7 is the most mystical number in numerology. People born under the number 7, that is, born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th of any month, or those whose birth date sums to 7, 16, 25, 34, are considered the most mysterious, the most intuitive, the most spiritual. They possess a gift, the gift to see what others do not see, the gift to feel what others do not feel, the gift to understand what others do not understand. But why 7? Why does this number stand out? Let us look around. 7 days of the week, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 musical notes, 7 wonders of the world, 7 deadly sins, 7 virtues, 7 seals in the book of Revelation, 7 bowls, 7 trumpets, 7 temples, 7 sages, 7 hills of Rome. In most cultures, 7 is a sacred number, the number of completeness, the number of wholeness, the number of harmony, the number of divine order. In ancient Egypt, there were 7 paths to supreme bliss. In Hinduism, there are 7 chakras, 7 energy centers in the human body. In Buddhism, Buddha took 7 steps at his birth. In Islam, there are 7 heavens, 7 earths, 7 circles of hell. In Judaism, there is the 7-branched menorah, the main symbol of the temple. Why 7 and not 6 or 8? Maybe because 7 is the sum of 3 and 4. 3 is the number of the divine, the heavenly. 4 is the number of the earthly, the material. 7 is the union of heaven and earth, spirit and matter, God and man. Or maybe because 7 is a prime number. It is not divisible by anything except 1 and itself. It is indivisible. It is whole. What do you think? Do you have a favorite number? Maybe you have noticed that some digit follows you through life. Or maybe you were born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th and feel that mystical spark within yourself. Write in the comments, I am genuinely interested. I read everything. Because numerology is not just dry calculations. It is a conversation about you, about your soul, about your path. And the more we talk, the more we understand. People with destiny number 7 are often introverts. They need time alone. They love to read, research, reflect. They ask questions that have no simple answers. They seek truth. They feel that behind the visible world, there is something else. They can be distant, sometimes cold, but not because they do not love people, but because they live in another world, a world of ideas, a world of meanings, a world of mysteries. Their gift is intuition. They often know what they cannot know. They sense lies. They see what is hidden. They hear the quiet voice that others drown out with noise. Their challenge is groundedness. It is hard for them to be in the moment. It is hard for them to deal with everyday tasks. It is hard for them to communicate with those who do not understand their depth. It is hard for them to find their place in a world that demands practicality and efficiency. But if they find their path, they become teachers, philosophers, writers, researchers, mystics. They share their vision with the world, and the world becomes better. Now let us talk about the 7 types of people according to Gurdjieff. George Gurdjieff was a mystic, philosopher, and spiritual teacher who lived in the first half of the 20th century. He created a system he called the Fourth Way, and in this system, he described 7 types of people. The first type, person number 1. This is a person dominated by the physical body. They live by instincts. They need to eat, sleep, move. They can be an athlete, a worker, a warrior. Their strength is in the body. Their weakness is that they rarely think about higher things. The second type, person number 2. This is a person dominated by emotions. They live by feelings. They love, hate, rejoice, suffer. They can be an artist, a musician, a lover. Their strength is in the heart. Their weakness is that their feelings often control them, rather than them controlling their feelings. The third type, person number 3. This is a person dominated by intellect. They live by thoughts. They analyze, compare, prove. They can be a scientist, a philosopher, a programmer. Their strength is in the mind. Their weakness is that they are often disconnected from body and feelings. These 3 types Gurdjieff called machines. They do not control themselves. They are controlled by their instincts, emotions, or thoughts. They are asleep. They are not aware of themselves. The fourth type, person number 4. This is a person who has begun to awaken. They are aware of their mechanisms. They see when they are controlled by the body, when by emotions, when by the mind. They begin to choose. They begin to work on themselves. This is no longer a machine. This is a student. The fifth type, person number 5. This is a person who has reached a certain level of awareness. They have a permanent I. They do not change every minute. They know who they are. They control their life. The sixth type, person number 6. This is a person who has reached a very high level of development. They have objective consciousness. They see reality as it is, not as it appears to them. The seventh type, person number 7. This is a perfect person. They have everything. They are fully aware of themselves. They fully control their machine. They have objective will. They are free. Interestingly, Gurdjieff said that people number 1, number 2, and number 3 make up the majority of humanity. They are asleep. They live like machines. And only very few begin to awaken and move to type number 4. And even fewer reach the higher levels. But the important thing is that anyone can begin to awaken at any moment, simply by asking themselves, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I here? Now let us talk about Carl Jung's personality types. The Swiss psychiatrist, founder of analytical psychology, proposed his own system. He identified 8 personality types based on combinations of 2 attitudes and 4 functions. The attitudes, extroversion and introversion. The extrovert is directed outward. They need people, events, action. The introvert is directed inward. They need solitude, silence, reflection. The functions, thinking, feeling, sensing, intuition. Thinking is logic, analysis, rationality. Feeling is evaluation, ethics, relationships. Sensing is perception of reality through the senses. Intuition is perception through the unconscious, through premonitions. Combinations of these attitudes and functions yield 8 types. Extroverted thinking type, introverted thinking type, extroverted feeling type, introverted feeling type, extroverted sensing type, introverted sensing type, extroverted intuitive type, introverted intuitive type. Jung did not assign values. He did not say which type is better or worse, he simply described. But he observed that most people have one dominant function and one attitude, and that this determines their behavior, their choices, their destiny. Interestingly, Gurdjieff, Jung, and numerology all agree on one thing: people are different. And these differences are not accidental. They matter. They determine how we see the world, how we act, how we interact with others. But there is another similarity. All these systems say that we are not fixed in our types. We can develop. We can become better. We can awaken. In numerology, the number 7 gives a gift, but it does not realize itself on its own. A person must develop their intuition, must learn to listen to their inner voice, must find time for silence and reflection. In Gurdjieff's system, a person number 1, number 2, or number 3 can become a person number 4 if they begin to work on themselves, if they begin to observe themselves, if they begin to remember themselves. In Jung's system, a person with a dominant function can develop their weaker functions, becoming more whole. Jung called this process individuation, the path to the self, to wholeness. And here is what I think. Regardless of whether you believe in numerology, in Gurdjieff, in Jung, or in none of it, one thing is important. You are not just a set of numbers. You are not just a type. You are a living being capable of change, of growth, of awakening. Your birth date may indicate your tendencies, but it does not determine your destiny. Your Gurdjieff type may describe your machine, but you can learn to control it. Your Jung type may explain your habitual reactions, but you can develop your weak sides. Numbers are a map, but not the territory. Types are a description, but not a sentence. And perhaps the most important number is not the one you were born under, but the one you choose every day. The number of your good deeds, the number of your conscious choices, the number of your moments of presence. 7 is the number of mystics, but anyone can become a mystic. You do not need to be born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th. You just need to start looking at the world with wonder, asking questions, seeking answers, not being afraid of silence. Because it is in silence that the voice is heard that speaks not in numbers, but in meanings. And that is all for today. This was Dreamweaver Mystics. Until next time. And remember, you are not just a number. But without numbers, you would not exist. A mystery, is it not?